All right, Cassie from Canada wants to know, should or can two Christians that are dating pray together? She says, I've heard from other Christians that praying together is just as or more intimate than sleeping together, so it should be saved for marriage. My thoughts were that it would be a God-glorifying way to grow your connection with your future spouse. And she says, all of this is in the context of a couple that is not living or sleeping together. So congratulations, you're doing that right. And so what I would say is, relationship for those who are getting to know someone starts with friendship. This can be in a group or hanging out together informally. Friendship. Once you realize, oh, I kind of like you, you kind of like me, this might have a future, I would then move towards something called intentional dating, not casual dating. Casual dating is lots of people, not just one, no real objective, just kind of undefined, and oftentimes leads to sin and heartbreak. But intentional dating, meaning we're going to get to know each other and see if maybe we're supposed to be together. If that continues forward, then you're looking at engagement and, of course, marriage. And that would be my recommendation. So the question is, if you're Christians, when does prayer enter in? Well, it could enter in during the friendship phase. Could be in a group, small group together, group of friends praying together. That wouldn't necessarily be a bad thing. Praying together can be a very good thing. I wrote down a few reasons why. Number one, it invites God into the middle of the relationship, which is going to help you, hopefully, practice purity and be appropriate. But it also is a real deep way to build a friendship and relationship by inviting God into the middle. Number two, you really do get to know each other. You can learn a lot about a person by hearing them pray. You can know whether or not they really do know the Lord, or what their relationship with the Lord is like, or what burdens them, or how they view the Lord. So since your relationship with the Lord is the most important part of you, sharing that together really helps you get to know one another in a deeper way, and also really gives you good insight into their relationship with God and view of God. In addition, it really is a great way to build a friendship. As you're unloading burdens, praying for each other, helping one another, encouraging one another, that's a great way to build a relationship. The question is, not is it forbidden, because the Bible doesn't forbid it, but for your conscience, where is that place that you feel it's getting a little too intimate, a little too frequent, a little too personal? And at that point, the Song of Solomon, one of the great love stories in the whole Bible, says, do not arouse or awaken love until it's time. And so a lot of people will ask, where's the line for praying together or holding hands or kissing or whatever the issue might be? And in the Song of Solomon, the issue is less where is the line, and it is more what is the time, or when is the time. And so what I would say is both of you have got to operate according to conscience. In addition to the Word of God, we also have the conscience that God gave us. And if you feel like, man, we're praying for each other, but now we've turned into accountability partners, and I feel like I'm getting dragged a little too deeply into private details that would be more reserved for a more serious relationship, I would encourage you to pray for each other, to pray with each other, but to sort of gauge that level of prayer request and intimacy based upon the seriousness of the relationship. So when you're friends, maybe you pray for each other, but it's, certain information that's not super deep, something you're thankful for, something you've got coming up. And as the relationship matures, maybe moves further down the road toward potential engagement in marriage, just like your conversations are going to be deeper, your time together is going to be more frequent, also your prayer life can deepen. So I would say it's good to be praying for each other as your friends, and then praying with each other and having that increase as the relationship moves further and further down the road. And of course, if at any point it doesn't look like it has a future, then you pray for each other, but you probably don't spend a lot of time praying with each other, because it does build lots of intimacy, friendship, safety, and deepens that relationship together. That being said, maybe you've got a question about relationships or anything else. Feel free to send it to hello@markdriscoll.org, and I'll do my best to get you an answer.